We're live. Welcome,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to Hard Truths with Anne and me, Claudine, with Elevated by Claudine. We are just a live show that goes on live every Monday at 5:22, and for Anne, it's Tuesday because she's in Australia. And we are just two gals that just like to talk about everything and anything, especially when it has comes to spiritual stuff and
Other
the body.
dimensional
We love
stuff.
talking about the body and detoxing parasites. That's another thing that we love to talk about. We could talk about that all day long about parasites. Um, I know, weird stuff, but it's real stuff and it's true stuff because it's stuff that has happened to us. And so again, welcome to our live show. And for anyone who doesn't know who I am Claudine, and I am the creator of Elevated by Claudine. I help people get off of pharmaceuticals and street drugs and alcohol onto plant-based medicine. I am a dosing specialist, and I own a healing facility in Glendale, Arizona. Just go to my website, elevatedbyclaudine.com, and you can find out all of the services and the products that I sell. That's the one thing that is different about Anne and I. We do have products to back up what we talk about. So I'll go ahead and let Anne introduce herself.
I'm Anne. I I'm actually just a waitress at a high restaurant. Um, and yeah, I'm a mom, and I read energy really well. Like, yeah. So that's about all. That's about it when it comes to me. If anyone ever wants their energy read, I am more than happy to do that for them because I can do it on the spot.
Yes, she's just a really good, nice, simple person who's just trying to help people and who has been through her own spiritual
Mhm.
situations and experiences, major experiences, and upgrades and stuff like that. So she's a really good one to talk to. I talk to her every day, so
I
I
think my
highly
whole
recommend her.
life was spiritual. I think I was just born. I was like born with the spiritual theme to my life in this lifetime. I think I was just born with like, okay, this kid is just meant to be for the spiritual world. I was born into the cults. I was like come from a super psychic like DNA gypsy family, and yeah, but I never really cared. I never really liked it or accepted it until like recently. I've had to accept it more because it's like my life just kept hitting these like big like things like where it was out of my control and I would just have to fully like go, okay, like I don't know what else to do. And something would always come and help me through each one. So I started like, oh, as I got older, it was like, oh, maybe I should start taking more awareness to like to my life and what's in my life and what works for my life. So yeah, that's the that's the spiritual side of it. Have you frozen? Are you there?
No, hold on, I'm trying to get my logo on. Um, yes, she's a very interesting person to talk to because she comes from a cult. And she's from Thailand, and she also has lived in Australia for quite some time now, I believe, haven't you? You've been there for a while, haven't you?
Yes, half half. So half Thailand and half Australia, which is a
Okay.
good. Which is a. It's like it's good. It's made me
It is.
exactly half half in how I feel. I probably become very Australian, but I still have very like strong Thai roots,
Oh, yeah.
and and you know culture and everything. Thailand is a very spiritual country. Like those places, I guess, because they're still owned by the original Thai people. They carry strong culture. They are all about spirit in Thailand. Like it's a very Buddhist country, but like they worship spirit. They worship dead relatives. Like they hang on to spirit like no one has ever seen it. The spirit
Pretty
world is
intense,
very
huh?
strong. Oh yeah, that I've never seen so many ghosts in my life than Thailand. It was like there's just so many ghosts. I don't know what it is about their spirit world and the Buddhist religion, but ghosts seem to like gets like spirits seem to get stuck there a bit, and you see a lot of ghosts. You experience a lot of different things in that country, spirit wise. So
Well,
that's
we
probably
got
what. Hello. Yeah,
okay.
that's
We got
probably what
Victor
opened
on.
my
Yep, we got
eyes.
both. Yeah, we've got both Victors on. Um,
Hello.
Hi guys. Okay, I think I missed a comment here, but okay, I'll see what's going on. I have to do this through my phone, you guys, because my computer wasn't charged up and it won't stay charged up, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm doing this through my phone and it's too small for me. But we're here, we're doing it. Yes, love your dame self. Victor says, I like this. We all need to hear that every day.
Amen.
And let me see. I see that you do your videos in your shop, Claudine. Okay, Victor. Yes, I do. I'm in the back end of my shop right now. It's just kind of where I sit and do a lot of paperwork. It's very casual back here. When I'm doing my other lives, I'm usually in front of in the healing center or in the storefront. But when I'm doing my lives with Anne, I just kind of chill, you guys. It's the end of the day. I just got done helping God only knows how many people. And yeah, I'm back here just chilling out, drinking my waters and my mushroom tea. So, yep, you're right. I am in the back of my facility. That's funny. How'd you know it was the back?
He's psychic.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, Victor.
Isn't that what he said? I'm in the back, right? So what's going on with you guys? How you guys doing over in your country? Because we've got Victor, Viktor, Victor. He is in Sweden. Yeah. Wait, no, he moved. I don't know where he is right now. Where are you at right now, Victor? He just moved. Okay, so I'll sit here and see if any comments come in. So if you guys have any questions, you guys go ahead and comment. Oh my goodness. What? Technical stuff in the air. We have signs from aliens around the globe. What's going on?
I'm pretty sure it's that thing that I told you that is in the sky. Telling
Hmm.
blue beam. This is why I'm saying we should talk about the Galactic Federation and all this kind of stuff. Because it's about to, like, people have been talking about the Blue Beam project. I've been hearing about it for what, 2-3 years now, and I haven't really seen it in full action. But I know that we're gonna see the Blue Beam project. It's gonna if it was talked about, it's gonna happen. And they have technology out there. I hate to burst people's bubbles. It might be the real aliens. Like, let's all hope for everyone's sakes that they are, but I don't think it is. I think it is the technology that they have to create tricks and things in the sky that are going to make people think is something when it's really just them. And it's really disappointing that this is going to happen, because I know people are going to get people. This is how I feel about humans: is we want something to save us. We want to think that something is just going to magically come and make everything better, but it's not.
And
It's
that
just
is
not.
And that's what we were just talking about before we came. It's what I call the rescue program or the hero program or whatever program that person is trying to sell us. And then they get it trending. They get it trending all through the news. They get it trending through, especially social media. That is like their number one platform to trend whatever it is. And obviously, here we go. We've got another trend going on. And these are things that we buy in to our slave masters. That's
Yeah.
and that's how they keep us in control. And I haven't seen this yet, you guys. I haven't seen this cyclone or whatever it is that's going on in the sky.
No,
um
it's like some kind of portal looking thing. It's like a light that looks like it's a big bright light from like a UFO or a spaceship or something big like that. and then around it, it's like lights that go around, like it looks like a spiral. So it looks like a portal. What people are saying, it's a portal opening up in our sky. So I guess it's kind of saying to you like there is more to space. There 100% is more to space. I
Yeah.
100% believe that we are in some kind of like dome. We can't see proper space. We can't even see the Milky Way properly. Like we have so many chemicals. We have so much shit in our atmosphere that we can't see the true sky. And there is so much more out there. And I'm 100% believer of that. And there's most likely aliens and da da da, all the above. But I just don't think that is how it's going to come out of the sky. Like, for starters, to take on that much energy for a human, most of us will die. For the aliens just to come out of the sky and make themselves, that's really high energy for us. Like, when you do psychic work or you connect and or channeling and you truly channeling, the place it takes the human body is quite like the vibration. It can be quite tiring. And if you did it all the time, it would be too much. It's not healthy for the human body. We just don't have that capacity to be at that altitude all the time. So for aliens to just pop out of the sky, a lot of us would die. That's how I see it. So it's just not going to happen that way. But I do think they're going to, with the technology we have. I've seen, we have the sphere in Las Vegas, and what they can do with that is like, that's crazy. In China, you see they have like big dragons coming out of the sky, looking like they're gonna come and eat you up, and the technology is phenomenal. So if they can do that, imagine what else they can do. I feel like I'm such a like I take away from the excitement of like alien,
The savior, like the savior.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
Like I feel
bursting the
like such a
bubble.
Debbie Downer because I just always have this like nah, like it's just this or but I just think that that's more I like being more realistic than having that savior kind of way about me like oh it's just gonna happen like this but what's the actual like logistics of that happening and how would it affect us and is it real or is it just more tricks being played on us and for me this reality they play so many tricks on us and they continue to and we just mop them up and mop them up and like because we want something to like
Sorry, guys.
maybe the aliens are coming. Like, I don't know. But let's just try to be a little bit realistic. We still got Project Bluebeam, which has been talked about for many years. We still have to watch that play out and what's going to become of that and how they're going to do that whole project. So we'll see. Let's hope it's
Yeah,
okay.
and then Victor Turnage says, the deal with the aliens has been going on for years, and I heard that people spotted drones in the sky at night. So there's his comment. Yeah. And yeah, there's drones. Those I believe the dragon thing that Anne was talking about in China, that was all that dragon that supposedly that dragon they had flying in the sky was done by drones. So yeah,
There's
technology
some
is
kind
amazing, you guys. They can do a lot with technology that we don't even know. Think about it. They've been working with AI a lot longer than we have. AI has been around for eons, you guys. It is the way of it. As far as I know and what I've been shown.
well, all
Um,
the aliens would be using AI.
mhm.
Like for them to be flying with
Oh yeah.
spaceships around, that's just like so. They have said that we've made deals. Well, we haven't, but parts of our government and the elite and stuff have made deals with different AI systems and which are the aliens, to get their knowledge and in return, and all these different deals have been being being made for many many years, but we're just not aware of it. But I don't know. Like I do believe all of that. So AI's been around a lot longer than us. We're
Yes.
making deals to use their technology.
Yes. Yep. I the same. You know how I feel about AI. I mean, When I first heard about it, I had a real bad experience and it turned me off to it. This was in 2020. I had a real bad experience and I would not go anywhere near it. I didn't want to talk about it. I swore it off. I said, "Oh my God, it's the devil." And then in 2022, I went back at it. And since from 2022 until now, I feel like I've got a really good understanding of it, you know?
Of
And
AI.
yeah, of AI, yeah, and how
Mhm.
that all works, and, it's here, it was here to dummy us down and to have control. It controlled
Mhm.
everything, everything. AI controls everything, and then now I do believe that those AI systems are no longer existing or they've been taken down, and, that has put a huge crunch in our, government's financial situation. They cannot print money anymore out of thin air. They're trying to.
They're
They're trying
trying to.
to, but
They're
it's
trying to
done.
get
It's over with.
digital
Yeah.
money.
Yep. I've been saying that now for about 6 or 7 months. They are financially bankrupt and they are literally money financially currency bankrupt. They have no money. So,
Mhm.
um, but they have, the money that is coming in. They still have us. They still have us, the slaves, who are bringing
Mhm.
money in for them.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
money's still being circulated.
it's
So,
still being circulated. So we're not broke. We are not financially broke at all. We're not. Or spiritually. Not like they are. Not at all. But does the curse still exist? Of course, we still have the curse. We're still cursed because we're still playing in the currency of money. So,
yeah,
to me,
exactly.
we're still cursed.
Yeah, we are. We're still in this matrix, aren't we?
Unless you live out in the forest and live on nuts and berries, how are you not going to comply to a certain extent?
I know. I know. I've thought of that. I've spent many, many, many hours thinking about that.
Yeah,
Because
me too. Many, many hours because I really do like that my bathroom is next to my bedroom. And when I wake up, I go in there and I get to go to the bathroom and I get to take a shower.
I know.
I like
Me
that.
too.
So I want it to be
Oh,
free. I know the water should be free, but until until the humans wake up and
mm,
start pushing back,
mm, yeah.
things aren't going to change.
Yeah. I don't know. I can never answer those questions quite yet because I don't know how this matrix is going to change. I can see how it's being trying, like they're trying. We're now jumping in some kind of time thing. Like we're going from how the old before AI or what when but now they're trying to like change us over into some kind of space thing. Like even the whole space, like when we had the eclipse, what was it last year or something? Some eclipse that was prophesized about in the Bible. So many people got into it, and now they're creating stuff in the sky, and so that we're looking up and drones and UFOs. So that's becoming more of the script right now. So I can see they're trying to jump us over to some kind of space age type of thing. So how they do that and how the human race switches over to that, I'm very interested to see it. You know, Elon and Trump and all their little whatever they're doing, like their little performance on stage. Like, yeah, I'm yet to see. I'm yet to understand what exactly the agenda that they're trying to sell us and how it's all going to pan out. It's it's an interesting time. That's all I have to say.
Oh, it's a great. I mean, like this is an old saying, but I love it. It's the greatest show ever. It really is. We got Christina Kingsburg. I think she's still on, and she says, "I agree. Got fired like me now. Proof. No more slaves." And that's from Krista. She's a client of mine.
Get
Yep.
fired like me now.
Yeah. Well, she got fired, but from her
Oh.
job, which was a big, huge corporation. Yeah, she does HR and she's big, she was ran the whole thing and it like, yeah, her getting fired. I have a client. You guys, okay. So what happened? So let me tell you what I saw. Okay, and then I'll put Victor's next comment that we got here. So I have a client that will be coming in. It's going to be a new client, and it's a doctor, you guys. And he got fired too. He lost his job. And he also invested $500,000 into Dogecoin, and he lost every penny. So it's getting interesting, and I'm just talking facts, you guys. These are real life people that I deal with, and I don't deal with, that I work with. I don't deal with them. I work with them. I love them. I want to retake that word back. I can't talk tonight. Anyways, so this is real stuff happening. And I've kind of, we and I've been talking about this we've been doing our lives now for what, 3 months? 3 or 4 months? Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I think almost anyone who is my client who comes and sees me on the regular basis, they hear me say this stuff. So I'm sorry that you got fired though, but Krista, that is just going to push you into doing what you need to do. God, source, whatever you want to call it, is sending you a direct message. Spirit didn't want you there no more. And then it says, Victor says the government is broke. That's why the prices of living is going up. Bravo.
See, Victor just knows everything.
Yep. He knows. He knows.
Victor knows what's up.
And then Victor from Sweden says, "And brilliant. We are in the era. I believe that aliens will make a mark."
Let's hope so, or not. I don't know. I don't know about the aliens.
Either way, it's going to be a good thing, you guys, because disclosure is going to fully come on. I mean, no, we've been they've been trying to sell us that propaganda, inch by inch by inch by inch by inch. And now, so it's just getting there. And so, yeah, let's find out who these aliens are, because whoever they are, which I really don't feel that there's any aliens on this planet or around this planet.
I think we have reptilians on this planet, but
well, yes, we've got certain ones that cohabitate with us.
Yes.
Those ones who live on this planet with us, but come on now, if they live here with us and been on this planet, like the tall whites. A lot of people talk about the tall whites. I've heard about them a long, long, long time ago. I believe that they're here. I believe that there's some that might be in Mount Shasta. They talk about that. But those are ones that have been here with us, you guys. Are they good or bad? I don't know. Probably bad. Most likely. Because why don't
probably.
I mean, otherwise, why don't they come out to the surface and why don't they come talk to us? Why don't they come present themselves? That's how I look at it. Again, I'm going to say it. I sound like a broken record probably, but hey, they're the type, the ones that are here on this planet. It's kind of like, we're talking to the horse's ass. We don't see their face. And and I'm a human, and I've been on this planet, and I understand that I'm in war. So come to my face. Let's deal with this. Let's figure this out as a human race and as that race, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But the lies, it's just all lies, 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 lies.
It's true. I don't think we'll ever be told the truth, but
yeah, Krista says, yeah, they were probably here before we were, probably. Because as far as I know, the human race is only as far as we talk about is what, 250,000 years, 300,000 years, pretty much of what we got record of.
Yeah, the white gene has only been around for 9,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got here. I think it all started with. I think all this war that we've been on, this dark war, has started when the fall of Atlantis. I think fall of Atlantis had something to do with the covenants of what's going of this planet. So
I don't have any answers to that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know. Those are just things. Yeah, those are just. I could be wrong. I don't know. Those are just things that I put together in my own little head. But yeah, they probably have been here longer than us. But
I think so. I think the reptilian race and stuff like that, that live underground. I do think that they were here before, or yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the reptilians are those are the, you know, they're the ones who run this planet pretty much.
Yeah.
Behind a certain, but to a certain extent. And then I do believe the reptilians get orders from a higher level of a another organization, of maybe the reptilians of the world organization. I believe there's like even a universe, a multiverse organization, you know.
I believe
So
so. I think so too.
Nova in the house. Hey Nova,
Hello,
glad you can
Nova.
join us. So yeah, we're talking about this. I wonder if Nova's seen it yet. She doesn't go on social media. She's like me, I think. She'll hear about it though. Um there's some kind of a portal or something up in the sky that's going around that people are seeing. Anne saw it. You describe it, Anne. I didn't see it.
It's like a light, like it. I think it looks like a spaceship light, but it's beaming out of the sky, and it looks like another world. Like, you know, when you see in the movies and it's like, woo, and as the portal's about to open, like the Smurfs. So it looks like that, and then it's like ripples around it. Like it looks like a spiral opening up, and that's the portal. I don't know. I'm such a doubter when I see that kind of stuff. I no longer believe. I'm no longer a believer. When it's too magical like that, I'm no longer a believer. I'm like, they're
I
playing.
know. And what
This
are
is
all
a
these people?
trick.
Everyone's gonna think this is Jesus coming back or something.
I know. Well, they you know, in the Bible it tells you that Jesus is going to come back and all this kind of stuff, and people really think Jesus is going to come out of the sky. But then I've also heard that they're going to make this happen. Like Project Bluebeam is about making people think and 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 believe that Jesus is coming out of the sky. And I've always wondered, ever since I heard about this Project Bluebeam, I've always wondered, like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to fool the masses into believing this stuff is really like coming out of the sky, and you know, and everything? But maybe maybe they have
Well,
just enough of the enough little tricks in their bag that they're going to get the masses to believe this. Let's see. Let's see. Let's watch how they do this, because
good night,
something is being.
Victor. Good night, Victor. Thanks
Good
for
night.
joining us and sweet dreams. He's got, yeah, he says he's drifting into dreamland over here. Go ahead and go, Mimi's. Mimi's means night night in Spanish. Um, yeah, totally. I mean, like,
It's even,
welcome to
it's
the
even,
long game of bad and good.
yeah, well, it's even like the spirit world. Like this spirit world, you know, people want to become spiritual because it's like, oh, I just want to, you know, feel the love, and I want to hear the angels, and you know, and they go into this illusion of what they think the spirit world is going to be made up of. And when we open it up and we start experiencing, sometimes it's like not, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it's not demons, but it might be like the energy around you, and it makes you think everything is so wonderful and it's so great. But they're putting you into a delusional state of mind and
Mm-hmm.
making you think. And you know, it's kind of the same thing for me. Like when you get into that spiritual realm, you do have to be aware of sometimes the darkness presenting itself as light. And but then when you bring down all the veils, you see, hey, actually that isn't light, true light. That is darkness disguising themselves as light. So it's kind of the same in the real world and the physical world. When we start seeing all these supernatural things in the sky, it's like that can be the darkness trying to become the light in the sky and make us think it's God coming back, but it's actually just the darkness pretending to be the light. And the spiritual world, same thing. You know, we get many people who get into the um, spiritualness and stuff in life. They, you know, the darkness presents itself as light, and it gives you delusions of something you're not, or something that isn't light, but it presents itself to be as light. Like say maybe they bring a new man or a new woman into your life, and oh, this is such a love story. But really, that person is a really shit person for you. But the way the darkness presents it to you is like, oh, this is such a wonder, and you're in this like la la land, but it's really not a good thing. So I think it's always good to have that understanding of when you get
It's
presented with the light, question it a little bit maybe first. Like, don't always take, oh, it's so wonderful. Like, question things.
Yeah,
Bring
I've
down
been
the
tricked. I've been tricked in full myself, especially through the with the Galactic Federation. That is
current.
something that is a topic that Anne likes to talk about, and we will. Let's go ahead and we can get into that. And Krista says discernment,
Discern
and I
exactly.
agree with her. Discernment is very, go inside, go within inside of you and start to discern this stuff. Just like I did when I found out truly what the Galactic Federation was. It started to it presented itself as light, and I just ran with it, and then all of a sudden I started really doing some discernment because it wasn't feeling right. It didn't feel like I felt like it should have felt, and then when I started asking these questions, I come to find out that the Galactic Federation is just, it's just another trickery, you guys. It's another world government that was ran by the Covenant of the Seal. And they do not include any humans in this. There is no humans in this whatsoever. And it's just trickery. It's again trying to sell dressed up in light. The Galactic Federation is just another spiritual organization all drenched in
It's
light.
another spiritual portal for
Mhm.
them.
Where you give up your energy. Whatever you buy into, whatever you believe, whatever you put your energy into is where is what grows. And it's false light. It really is.
It
And
is.
yeah, and the member of this world government of the Galactic Federation, you want to know who started the Galactic Federation, you guys? Who was the controllers of that? Yeah, that was Marmaduke, Inky, Lucifer, Artemis, and Anti-Source, Ralph, Michael, and Gabriel, the archangels. Remember, the archangels are the falling angels. So they
I
work
did
neutral.
that.
Yeah, they're new. Yeah, they're good and bad, good and
I
bad. They can go to heaven to hell, heaven to hell, heaven to hell. They had access like that because they worked for the good and they worked for the darkness too. But now
very
that
much.
but with the end of days, because that's what I'm calling it. That's what we're at right now. We're at the end of days, you guys. That is the mark of the Bible where we're at. Revelations, that's what it is.
Did you know that Revelations was written by man? It was added. It was added on. Like it wasn't with the original Bible. It was added on, and I can't remember who added who it was added on by, but it wasn't like one of the apostles who spoke of Revelations. They say John, but the real John who wrote it was different to the John from John, and it was like written by man. Like they added it on to the Bible, and that's what I
Oh
mean.
yeah.
They're trying to create this narrative that was given to us as the end of days. This is God coming back, da 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 da. And now they're kind of trying to create that narrative in our modern time, and but to fit that script so that people go, oh, that's written, that's in the Bible, because that's what's spoken of. When it's actually a narrative that was created for us to, you know,
To
to
believe in, to bring
believe.
manifest, because that's how they get us to manifest the things that happen. We
Yeah.
buy into it. Here we go again, through religion, through the King James Bible, through Revelations. We buy into this stuff. That is what we do because they always have a savior for us. And then we buy into it.
Exactly.
Every
And
time. And every time you buy into their stuff, you guys, you're selling your soul a little by little by little. That's the name of the game here. How many souls can they buy? How many souls can they get or buy or can they get? That's what this is all about. It's about a soul count. And that is what teeters us dark, light, dark, light. Welcome to the game.
Right?
It's just one big game. And us as humans, we are so powerful. I mean, we've been in this war for a very long time. Very long time.
We have.
I know. I
We
know.
are part of the script.
We are. We are the asset.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's what they're all. Isn't that what God and Lucifer are fighting for?
pretty much. For
Isn't
the
that what the
souls
fight?
of man. To see
Yeah.
which way we went, the dark or the light. What did the humans choose, the dark or the light?
That's
That's what
another
it's
thing
all
too.
about.
Yeah, that's another thing I think the Galactic Federation is part of. They're part of the great human experiment. They're part of somehow, some way, they're part of the great experiment. They're part of the government to a certain extent because why do we call our government the federal government?
Mhm.
I don't know. People think about it. Give us your thoughts.
It's definitely one big experiment, but that much I'm very very sure of.
Oh,
And they keep creating scripts for us to like to see which way the humans are gonna how are they gonna take this script? Which way are they gonna go? What can we do with next? Which way do we go next with them? Like
yep.
now we have Armageddon and the Antichrist script to figure out if what it is, who it is, where are we at in that book that they gave us as our religion and that called the Bible, and where are we sitting at so we can figure out where we are in the end of days. And so that's where we're at in the script, you know.
And Krista, the one thing I love about Krista is Krista's gone down those rabbit holes. She's done a lot of like the white hat type work, but she's realized that it's nothing, but a narrative, just more buy-in. She knows a lot about King James, and she says King James was an admit Satanist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Her description of King James is really good. I love what she says about it. Yeah. She's got a really good perspective on that on King
Well,
James.
he
Yeah.
was a magic man. He
Huh?
did magic. He wrote another book. I have to go look it up. But there's another very popular book, and it's all about magic and magic. And King
Do
James
you
wrote it. He
do
was a
you think
French
he
magician.
do you think he could have been one of the black magic magicians they've been so popular, because there's been a lot of, well, there still is a lot of good magicians out there that, they're the black magic magicians for like, for the Rockefellers and,
Oh
for,
yes,
yeah. Hmm.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. And
that's what I
his
think.
book and the book was a spell, like and it goes right up to the Catholic Church, and like it was an agenda. That was a full agenda to put some kind of spell on this matrix, and it's all part of the matrix too, in my opinion. But he when they say that words like the things we like that it's spelling, there's spells like the words and everything that was used, they're full spells. Like, and that's
Hmm.
what the man did. He did spells. He created magic through his writings and who he but at him as a person, he was like full into all that kind of stuff. So I think everything was done with full agenda. Like it had a very very deep dark agenda attached to all of it. 100%. I've
Oh
always
yeah.
thought that about the Bible. I don't know, I grew up being taught the Bible and having the Bible jammed down my throat, and I don't know, it's a great book, but it's something about it just kind of it kind of scares me reading the Bible. And it's not because I'm fearful of God. I just like, I don't know. I never really saw the big point in sitting there and learning the verses. Like they would just scare the hell out of me.
Yeah,
There's some
it's a
powerful words in there.
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Always question the narrative and trust your intuition. I 100%
yeah.
believe that you should question all of it, even the whole like Catholic religion and everything, because you know I've been in all religion. I feel religion, and something about Catholic religion is like, and I've also always questioned this. When people get possessed, it tends to always be very Catholic type of families. Like a Buddhist family doesn't get possessed by one of these full on demons that the Catholic Church will go and say, oh yeah, that's that demon. You never see just some random. It's always these heavily Catholic type families that seem to, like, their child or that their daughter gets possessed with some demon. And I've always thought, why is it always the Catholic people that are getting possessed? I just think that they have such a hold on understanding the spirit world and how it works, that they have a hold on both the demons and the angels, and they play with both of them in their religion. So when you get into their religion and you get real heavy into it and you wear the sins of the Bible and you have that, it opens you up to like all their spirit world. And obviously it's not the best, because the demons that come, scare them and possess them, and they have to go and cast out of people and stuff. It's like, it's always the Catholic Church. So, King James is all connected to that Catholic Church stuff. And I just think it goes really, really deep how they work.
It does. It does. And then my whole thing was like, why do we have to go to another man to get repentance or to be forgiven? Like, why? I mean, none of that, to me, that was just creepy. Like, why do I have to go tell another man what I did? And it's a man. You don't go to a woman, you go to a man, and you're supposed to tell them these secrets. Confession is what they call it. So you can be redeemed. I was like,
It's all
nah, I'm not
weird. It's
doing that.
weird. It's
Huh?
weird, Claudine. It's
It's
weird.
very weird.
The energy of it, the everything. If you really sit down and think about it as a person on just a normal human level, the energy of it is just off. There's something so off about it. Even like how it's the men, and then they get the little boys, not a bunch of little girls and boys. It's the little boys, it's altar boy. Like, what the hell is that all about? And that it's such a religious thing, and there's a full agenda that came with that. And King James was involved, and like all these old, religious things are all involved with that. But you have to just look on a human level at what they are doing within this religion, and it's off. And if you sit down and you're honest with yourself, you go, yeah, now that's off. There's something very wrong about all that kind of stuff. It's because it creates when the pedophiles and they do all that stuff, what they're doing is they are controlling and creating these demons to come into our world through these humans. And that is, I will not speak well of the Catholic Church, because that's what I think they've done with this whole pedophilia agenda that they brought in with all their priests, and the way they turned a blind eye, because they knew that's how the demons could come into our world. The demons can't come into our world without the host, and the host is the human. And when the human takes on that demon and they go and they commit acts of pedophilia toward these young boys, then the young boys grow up and then they pass the demon on to whoever through their trauma. Like, that's how they control the demons. That's why the Catholic Church know when it's a true demon and what demon it is, because they understand. They have the magic book to how all this works, and that's how they control it through their religion. And I hate it. It's disgusting to me. And there's so many of us that go in there and we worship this thing, and we fear it. At the end of the day, fear is such a low vibration, and that opens you up to these darker type of spirits in our world, is through fear. And that's what religion's all about. Fear God, do it right, or you are sinning. And when you sin, this can affect, like, the only thing that can affect you is fear. So just stop fearing. But that's what
Stop
they want
there, yeah,
to
and
do.
question everything, and to me, what makes sense. This is what makes sense to me when it comes to a church. All right, I is if I don't feel there's anything wrong with people going to church. I've
No.
been to churches where you can feel the love of God, And they're not asking you for your money, but what they are asking for is for your donation of food or clothes or blankets or whatever they need. And you're in that church and you're doing good things for your community.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into these little, we have like 3 churches on every corner. The churches, we have as many churches as we have 5G towers. Okay. I'm not kidding you. And Arizona's crazy like that. I don't get it. Driving here, I live 7 minutes from my facility to my house, and within that 7 minutes, I will pass 50 churches.
That's
It's
crazy.
so funny. It's so, but if you
America.
go into some of these really small churches, and I love that, and that makes me like, I've done that, not recently, but like, I don't know. I think it was a couple years ago. I went to church with some friends, and it was really a good feeling. I was like, this was really cool. This is church. This is what church should be. And it was just helping the community.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't ask for anybody's money. They didn't ask for nobody's money. They asked for your help to make the sandwiches. They asked your help to baggage things. They helped to pass it out. You know what I mean? But that is what church is. But
Yes.
whatever these other big churches are doing with asking for your money and then spewing out all of their whatever it is that they're trying to sell you, no, no, no,
Just
no,
go by
no.
how you feel. Like
Yeah,
always
yeah.
how you
All how
feel.
you feel.
Yeah. But never fear. Fear is never a good thing. If the religion, if any religion is there and it's teaching, and when you go into it, and and you're doing it because you fear, like, just that's never gonna be good.
No,
Just
it's not. Okay. Or you're dreading to go in there because you're going to hear something you don't want to hear. You got to give, yeah, you got to give your money or whatever it is. Okay. So I love what Victor just said. Okay. Um, Something just came out and said that religion is coming to an end. Okay. I have said this. This is something I've said for a while now, you guys. Once the full disclosure happens with aliens, religion's going to be completely debunked.
mm,
Hello. King James doesn't talk about aliens in the book, you guys. And that,
no.
well, I think there's like a couple things he says about Pleiadians and Arcturians, but that's about it. There's a couple verses on that, but that is all taken, supposedly was taken out of the Bible about the aliens, about the
Mm,
sky people, the
mm,
gods,
yeah.
right? And so Victor, I think that when people realize that aliens are real and that they really are out there, not they've already heard us. I mean, the evil ones have been here, da 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 da. But that is going to completely debunk religion. Because then what was Jesus? What were all the men who wrote the books of the Bible?
Hmm. They were magic men.
Magic men, magic aliens,
Magic men. They
magic
probably
man
had like
alien.
probably had some kind of alien speaking through them. They were just the vessel. They were the vessel to whatever spirit it was using to get their message across.
Right. And they were all channeled by God, right?
I don't think so.
Was it God or was it the sky? Was it the aliens that were channeling them? Now, come
What I
on.
mean. Which
Debunking
God?
religion all the way. Yeah, it's
Or
going to
which
be
God? There's a lot of gods. Like, which one was speaking through them?
right. Is there? I
Yeah,
like that. I like that.
a lot of gods. Baphomet's a god. Like, which one was speaking through them? Whenever someone comes to you and says, "Oh, it's God speaking through me," it's like you should ask them which one. But like, I hear it a lot. God spoke to me. Which God? Did you ask his name? His or her name? I have one God. I have one God that when something happens, when I pray, that I pray to. I have one God, and that's creation, Mother Nature. All that
Yeah.
is Mother. That is my
All that
only
is.
God.
Yeah. While we're on this planet, at least, right?
Yes. While I am in human form, that's my
Hmm.
God, is my creator of this body. That's my God. I stick, because I've had a lot of gods like shown to me throughout my life. I grew up in the cult, and that was all about God from the Bible. As a Buddhist, you've got Buddha, who's a God. They have lots of Hindu religions over there. So you've got Shiva, you have, the Indian God. Like, there's so many gods. So But now I just go back to creation God. That's my God. When I want to pray and make those really like deeper prayers to a God, that's my God. When I want to thank something, that's my God.
Yeah.
I feel safe within that one. So,
Well, because yeah, it just yeah, we know that Mother Gaia is a real entity, is a real thing. She's part of our creation. You know, we feel that, we know that, and it's safe. It feels safe for now until we keep. You always evolve as a human with pulling back that layer. That's all I feel like I've been doing, the past 15 years of my life is just keep pulling that layer. And where I've come to right now is I'm not giving my power up to anything, to nothing no more. Nothing. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy in anymore. I'm not going to buy into anything that they're trying to sell me. No more. There is no savior out there. I am who I've been waiting for this whole time. I will save myself.
mm-hmm. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Sometimes you have sometimes you have no choice in life, or like you feel you have no choice. Like when bad things are coming at you or happening that you can't seem to escape. Sometimes you have to kind of let go and just put your life into something else's hands that you cannot see. But and so you want to pray, you want to reach out to something. But for the most part, yeah, we are really, we are our own saviors. That force is just going to help us get there and help us find the strength to get through. Hang on, I just uh,
Is your phone
yeah.
acting up?
No, I just had my daughter put through a message. I had to answer it, but it's okay. I'm back. But yeah, so when
Man,
I think for stuff like that, it helps when we can pray, when we can reach out to something. Oh my God, sorry. I'm just gonna
well,
have to
it's always
go.
nice to always be able to pull from, from source, whatever it may be. I always just call it, yeah, God. I use that because everyone knows that term. It's a term that it's universal.
For sure. I agree. I
Yeah. So
agree.
I
Hang
just
on.
say
I'm
the
just
word,
moving
yeah.
to another room for a really quick second. Sorry. Sorry, everybody who's watching. I've got to move. My daughter is just an annoying person. Real
You gotta love
life.
them.
Oh,
Teenagers.
God. Children. Children, children, children.
Okay, so
Okay.
how's everyone doing out there? How you doing,
I'm
Nova?
back.
How you
Back
feeling?
again.
Now, for anyone who's watching, Nova is someone that I've been working with, and she's coming off of 14 pharmaceuticals right now. Really good news about her. She got her birth control implant taken out last week.
Oh, yay.
So that's huge. Oh my gosh, birth
Very good.
control will mess you up. It will suck the life out of you. It's really bad. Birth control is not good to take.
Mhm.
Um,
No,
I
it's
kind
very
of
bad
just
for you.
feel, I mean, kind of like, can't you just kind of figure out where children come from?
I know. I know. It's such an annoying thing, isn't it? Like the whole getting pregnant and birth control. I think if you're just really safe, you know, with your partner. That's why you shouldn't sleep around. Sleeping around is just no good. Like birth control is no good. Sleeping around is no good. Like have a partner or nothing at all. But yeah, and then you just got to be real safe with your partner. But birth control is bad. I took it when I was younger, and it wreaked havoc with me. Like my moods and hormones were just my brain, the things that I would do while on it were just no good. Like the decisions I would make, because you're so hormonal and 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 emotional all
Well,
the
you're
time.
sticking synthetic hormones in your body
Mm,
from an animal.
mm. Yeah, it's not good at all. And
It's
then
not good. It's
no,
not good at all.
I watched my daughter when she was on it. All she did was get really fat and chunky, and her hormones were all over the place. Your daughter's on her way back home, man. Yes, she is. Now she's just coming to grab some stuff. She moved out, but she refuses to take all her stuff at once. It's just an excuse to come back here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we all
But
go
yeah.
through this. I mean, mostly everyone that's on here has kids. So we always go through something with our kids. It's time for her to grow up. She's 19, everybody. So there's tough love has to come in play sometimes.
I agree. Absolutely. No more
Yeah.
mummy. No more mummying anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like your children, they gets to a point where they just become roommates with lots of opinions.
I don't want to hear the opinions. I don't care for the opinions. Tell your opinions to someone else. But anyway, that's why you need to be safe with your birth control, with your having children. Don't take
Yes,
birth control, but also be safe.
right. Right. I'm
Yeah.
seeing if Nova wrote in anything here, but no, I don't know if she's still on or not. Let me see what we got. If she's on. She usually comes on. Oh yeah, she should be on. All right, she might be with her little one. But yeah, so we got Nova on here, and she's someone that I'm taking, like I'm helping her get off of 14 pharmaceuticals right now. I think so. We're off of Suboxone right now. She's
Mhm.
off of the birth control, and then she's weaned down a bit on the other ones. So, and she's feeling pretty good. She's having more good days than she is bad days. It's still, tipsy turvy when it comes to her being off the birth control, you guys, because that just happened last week. So I think it's going to take a good, proper 4 or 6 weeks to detox her body of that, possibly.
Oh, maybe longer. My
Yeah, it
daughter
could
took
be longer. I
I
don't
reckon
know.
a good 6 months before she started kicking it out of her system, because her body just held on weight when she took it. Like when she started taking it, she gained so much weight. Her whole body structure completely changed. Like she's supposed to be a bit like me, but bit smaller, but like long limbs, long arms, skinny. But she got thicker bones, and she just piled. She was like swollen, like a swollen fatness, just like chunky, and you could just tell it was like her lymphatic system was just, we got told that she could get lots of blockages like in her legs and stuff, and her legs were like tree trunks, but it was such a hard fat, like just really like bloated throughout her whole body. And it took her a while to shift that weight off of her. Like she had to like really change her diet, her exercise, like just to push it. I could see it. It was just fluid inside her lymphatic system. And it was just it was purely from the hormone, like um the birth control.
Yeah, the
It
hormone shift because they're giving you animal hormones. That is what they're doing. I just said that. And Nova said, yes, I am still back and forth, but I definitely felt that as soon as they took it out of my arm. And I guess when they took it out of her arm, it was like hiding. It didn't want to come out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was trying to stay in her body.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
I know, I
creepy.
know. It took a couple of doctors or a doctor and a couple nurses to get it out. It was like it was she'll tell us this story. She's back. I figured she was putting her little one to sleep. But because it's like, yeah, this is
That's
her
so
time. Yeah,
creepy.
she's 2 hours ahead of where in New York. So it's yeah, it's late there.
That's so creepy, but I've never had anything like that. I put in my
Oh,
body.
you're welcome, Victor. Victor says, like me, since I've started taking your medicine. Oops, sorry. medicine. I feel better, Claudine. Thanks. Good. I'm glad that you're getting the benefits of my medicine.
I told him
So
it's very angelic, has very angelic energy to it.
yes, very healing, very healing. It's the medicine your angels can literally work with. Oh, they dissected it out of her. That's what they did. Hey, was it painful, Nova? You didn't say anything about it hurting. I don't know. I think when you're so frustrated with something and you want it out, you just don't give a shit. Like when you're giving birth, like at your 9 months, you're like, just get it out.
That's how I felt
Just
when I
come
had that.
out.
When I
Huh?
had when I had that piece of metal taken out of my leg, that's how I felt. Was like I couldn't think of anything but just you got to get there and get it taken out of your body. Doesn't matter what, and just make sure you're on that operating table to get it taken out of your body. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need
Just
it
get
out of
whatever it
me.
takes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
She said they spent over an hour get on it to get it out. That's insane. I bet you when you got it put in, they didn't tell you all that. That was a possibility, Nova. Oh, they numbed it for her, probably with Lanacaine or whatever that stuff is that they. Isn't it Lanacaine that numbs? Yeah, isn't that what they put in the tooth, or
Novocaine,
comes from? Yeah, Lanacaine,
something.
Novocaine. No, is it Novocaine or Lanacaine or whatever? Actually, that also comes. If I'm saying it right, that's the same stuff that comes in out of cloves, and that's why they say to put a clove on a sore tooth.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. I think I have that right. But so how you feeling overall, Nova? What's like? Are you neutralizing pretty good? Like as you're coming down off of everything? Do you hear things or see things?
yeah. I never heard stuff. I I didn't see stuff physically with my eyes either, unless it was really there. But I experienced, like, I felt like when I was going through, because I was coming off heaps of medication and I was having like my spiritual whole thing, like hologram opened up. I felt a lot of energy around me. The biggest one I probably felt was like I was fearful of the spirit energy I felt around me. I was fearful of it. So I felt a lot of like, I felt a lot of stuff. Like I thought I was experiencing things. I thought I was like, I never heard audible voices, but I would have very clear things. Like when I heard that Elon Musk is the Antichrist, that wasn't my thought. That was like, I was sure that aliens were like sending me signals. Like I was actually questioning why was I hearing this so strongly and so loudly? Like do they have spaceships in the sky? Are there satellites that are surrounding our planet? Are they sending me signals and something's trying to trick me? Like, I questioned, like, because I knew that wasn't my thought, but I never actually heard audible voices. But I did feel very strong, certain things come at me. But
Yes, I know that experience. Yes, you're
yeah,
just like you just kind of it just feels different, doesn't it? It's a different
yeah,
feeling.
it's not your thought.
You
You know
know,
it's not you.
yeah. Yeah,
It
you
just
know
kind
it's not. Yeah,
of,
exactly. It just has a feeling to it.
yeah,
It's not good.
yeah.
But it's not
Like I went
hurting you.
no, it's not hurting you, but it's like
Yeah.
you can tell it's someone that you can't see or something you can't see, and it's telling you something, and you can tell. Because like I never thought of Elon Musk ever. Like in 20, I was a mom, I was into my celebs. Like I didn't care who Elon Musk was. I didn't know who. I'd seen him a few times previously, like going out with Amber Heard and stuff, and I thought, oh, this man's a bit strange looking. But I didn't know what he did. I didn't know he was the richest man. I didn't understand what he created in this world. And I went from never having a thought about him to all of a sudden just hearing like blaring in my ears, like Elon Musk is the Antichrist. And I knew it wasn't my thought. It's like, this is not my thought. Like something like, what the hell is saying this? Who is saying this? Like, does anyone else hear what I'm hearing? Like, that's when you know it's not you, it's something else. But
Yeah, it's an AI system.
yes.
Okay, so she says a little emotional and I'm sensitive. And no, I don't. No more than a little visual aura type deal. Okay, so no, good. She's not, yeah, her mind's not playing tricks on her. So that's a good thing. That helps a lot.
Yes, very good. You never want to hear voices. Voices are no good. If you hear chitter
Yeah, they're
chatter,
not, yeah.
that is not good. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for people who have that torment of hearing voices, because I experienced it one time ever, and that's when I just went nope. Like nope. I don't know who's up there, but you better find a way to turn that off. And it turned off.
Psychosis? Oh, you experienced a little bit of psychosis before?
No,
I
it
call it
doesn't.
psychosis.
No, it was after. It was after that chick that lives with my ex, Maya. She did this, like, she's like, I'm gonna, because she had met me and she was like massaging me and she felt this weirdness in my body, like something, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna pray over you. So she took me after dinner time and she said all this Jesus stuff, like she said she was gonna do an exorcism or whatever. I don't know, but I was fine. I was fine. I was sitting there. The only thing I felt was pain. And I was thinking, wow, like she knows a lot of the names of Jesus in a lot of different languages. But like nothing came out of me. Nothing happened. But when I came home from it, what my daughter said is that my eyes looked like I had taken drugs, like they were really like wide, and I was babbling and saying weird things. And my daughter was like, "Oh, mom, you would think you were really drunk, but like I didn't like it. Like she didn't like it at all." And I will admit, I came home and I was like really spun out and like like really excited, but I did hear this strange chattering. Like I can't explain it, but it was like I could hear, it was like ruffling all above me, and I couldn't explain. I didn't know what it was. I went to sleep. When I woke up during the night and I opened my eyes, I could still hear it. Like there was just something. I couldn't hear audible voices, but it sounded like there was a bunch of things scurrying around above my head. And when I woke up in the morning, the same kind of like feeling, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, no, like I'm not having this. That's my deal. Once I start hearing something, like that's got to be turned off. I need peace. And about 12 hours later, it was back to normal. So I don't know what
It
she heard.
sounds like a frequency program, like she channeled a frequency program into you or around you or something, and it hooked onto you, you know what I mean? Or it could have, it was an energy of some sort, some type of a
Or
frequency.
she, or she opened the channels or the dimensions above. I don't know, but it was something. I
Well,
that's what.
didn't you have something with your tattoo or something too that got activated or something, or could it have been something
Yeah,
from that?
possibly. She tried to say that that's because I have a lot of like demons around me that like are above me talking all the time, and she was just like clearing them out. But I don't know. I don't get that deep to the spiritual stuff. I stay away from all that stuff.
I remember when that happened, though. I remember when all that happened. I was like, "You what?" I go, "Why would you let her touch you?"
I know. I never will let someone do anything like that to me again. Because I'm naturally quite a sane person. Like I don't hear voices. I don't see, like I see auras and energy and I feel that, but I don't hear, like I don't get put like, oh, this or I don't I know the difference between reality and other dimensions. Like I can differentiate and the crazy person can't. But that kind of stuff, like I don't want anything to do with it. If that's what it is to be spiritual, is to hear voice, I don't want to know about it. Like shut it off.
I know, right?
Turn it
It
all
says
off.
so. Victor says, "I'm experiencing psychosis. I hear voices in my head."
Oh.
I think I've heard him say that to me before.
But do you hear audible voices? Is there a sound to it, or are they thoughts? Because
Or they
that's very.
download. Yeah, they're where you get the downloads. I always say, Victor, when I have a really good connection with Source, with God, I get a ton of downloads. They come so fast. Anne will tell you, I have to write stuff down really. I have to write because I just can't retain it all. That's another thing that I always wonder, why can't I retain all of this all the time? But again, what I've learned is part of the brainwashing. They wash it in, they wash it out. They wash it in, they wash it out. So that frequency somehow to some certain degree must affect me because I live in a metropolitan city where we have the G5 towers, you guys, all over me. I can go outside and look in that direction. There's going to be one right there. I mean, I can take my phone out there and take a picture and show you guys. I can go and I can turn around to my right, and that corner is going to have one. And then I can do another turn on the other side, and there's one on that corner, there's one on that corner. That is my life. And these 5G towers are not 5G towers. Not for
We
me,
have the
they're
same.
not. Huh?
Yeah. That we have the same. That's because you have, for 5G to work, they have to have a tower every 10 houses.
Right.
That's like how close. That's
And
why.
when you read the frequencies, like there's someone who did like a frequency thing, that the frequencies match the flower of life or whatever they call it. This thing right here. I think it's the
The
flower of life.
lotus. The lotus, maybe?
No, not the lotus.
The lotus. So I love the lotus. Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah.
So the frequencies
It
that
kind of turns
that's why
into
they
the
got to put them so
Urshaba,
close
doesn't it?
together. Yeah, they got to put them so close together. And like I said,
Doesn't it kind of make up the Merkaba?
yep, yep. The
Yeah.
Merkaba, I believe, they created the Merkaba to trap our essence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all trapped. And so I think that something to do with these frequencies. That's why I can retain what I can retain, but I get this big downloading of that's not a voice or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have heard spirit call my name. Claudine. Clear as day.
That's crazy. That means they really want to get your attention when you
I've
hear
had
that.
that happen. I know. I've had that happen before too, and that's pretty crazy. That was pretty cool. But then it's a knowing, Victor, where
It's
you just
different.
know all this information. All of a sudden, you have a ton of information, and that's so. I don't know.
But
Psychosis.
when you hear
No,
voices, it's like a chatter. Like it makes you crazy. Like it makes your head feel crazy because it's like, I'm glad I got to experience it because it made me understand why people become psychotic when they hear voices like this, because it's like a chatter. It's not just one word. It's like you just hear this. That's all I heard, but like maybe as time goes on you actually hear proper like talking, but it's just a constantness. It doesn't shut up. It's like it just buzzes in your head and just, and it just feels busy all the time and you can't shut it off. Like it's like a sound in your head that you cannot shut off whatsoever. You can't control it. It doesn't stop. It just goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, and it would send me mentally insane if I had to listen to that. Like, no. So that's a difference. It's not like a feeling, it's an actual sound you can hear. It's an audible sound. That's how I explain it.
what
I've
does
been in,
Nova say? I can't read it.
I've
When
been
I
in
have it on the screen.
psychosis. She says, I've been in psychosis before, but mine is activated by lack of sleep and food and things. It is not good. And life becomes unpredictable for me, and I have to be aware of that because of my son. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
Yep. There's all kinds of things that can put you in a psychosis. Thoughts, having really bad negative thoughts and having
Mhm.
negative people around you can put you in a
Mhm.
psychosis state of mind. And also parasites. Parasites is
Yep.
another one too. They're archons. Remember that, you guys. Anne
Yep.
and I talked about this before. So parasites is another thing that can cause a psychosis. And I also believe that people can get attachments, and they could be attachments that came from a walk-in spirit, okay, because the vessel
Mhm.
died and they have to go look for another one, and they don't care, and they can jump into any human if they want to. Or it's an attachment that you created
Mhm.
that comes from this parasite, or a trauma that you've never really dealt with.
Mhm.
So
Exactly. It can be anything. Even entities, like when sometimes I'll have dreams about people, and I'll see their entity that is inside them. It's a part of you, but it's like something you created for yourself. But it acts on your behalf, and it acts through you, but it's not completely you. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a part of you, and it works. It's not a spirit, that because spirits can't inhabit your body and stay in there. Like, your spirit is your spirit, but an entity can be an attachment of you. And like, say someone has a sexual entity, so the actual human themselves might be quite nice and kind and sweet and loving, but they have a sexual entity in them, and that sexual entity feeds off of what, when it does sexual things and it acts upon from for this person in a sexual manner, and what you give back to the entity and what you give back to this person feeds that entity. And it's not fully the human. The entity controls the human. Yeah, the entity controls the human. This entity in them, if they let it, can take control over them, to where they're not fully like they are the entity. Does that make sense?
We see this in Hollywood. I believe what you're talking about is when the ones in Hollywood that have entities that come in them.
Yeah, just anyone, even the normal human can have
Yeah,
entities.
it can happen with a normal person too.
Yeah, like all of us. Like, if we can create these entities inside ourselves from our lifetime, from trauma, from whatever, and it's like, it works through you. It is not who you are, your whole personality. It's a part of your personality, but it's a very strong part of your personality. Like I
It's one
said,
of your. It's like it's kind of people who have it like it's on and off, on and off, and on because you
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
because the human will surface the human soul surfaces every now
yeah,
and then because
yeah.
as you know, Anne, I've dealt with a lot of people with psychosis. Psychosis has kind of been my jam for a while. You know, I've worked with a lot of people that have psychosis to help them understand what it is and where it comes. But it's a fight within in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Either
Mm-hmm.
they're fighting an entity that attached, or it's something they created, and it's
Yeah,
something that and only they can get rid of it. They can get
yeah.
rid of it, and they have to deal with it. And that's where we're at right now. This point in the game, if this is happening to them now, it's the fight is on, man. I'm telling you, the fight is on for that soul, and it. I do believe it's going to start happening a lot more, you guys, than what we've been seeing as we go on with the next couple months here, with them putting the blue beam and doing all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff in the sky
Mm-hmm.
to trigger these things in us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Downloads are my eternal soul voice and vibration. Yes, Krista. Yeah, I feel that with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, but the thing is, this is not just crazy. This is going to be everybody. Anyone who's working from places of trauma, or places of like really built up strong ego that they refuse to let go of, they'll have entities in them. And we're going to see, like, every single person that I spend lots of time with and stuff, I always want to know what I'm dealing with, because you have the human, but then you have these entities that are in the human. And when you have a relationship with that person, a lot of times you're feeding some kind of entity in them that lives in them, and it feeds off of the attention you give them, or it feeds off of the sex you give them, or it feeds. And you have to understand that you're not always working with the person's true self. Sometimes you're working and living with an entity that's feeding off of you, and that's why when you have these interactions, you get real exhausted from it, because it's their entity feeding off of you, and the actual human themselves is just the host of this entity. Like, very
yeah.
few humans understand that they're just a vessel, and they have these things that live, like, they have parasites inside them that feed off of sugars, and they keep putting more sugar in their body. But the human themselves is not what wants the sugar. It's the parasite that wants the sugar. And if you
Uh-huh.
eradicate that parasite, the human
But
vessel
the
is not.
human will go around and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm having a sweet tooth." or
Yes.
it'll say, these words that we use, to feed those
The
archons.
entity. Yep,
Yeah, the
exactly.
entity. Yeah.
Yep.
And the entity, you can have a sexual entity, which I
Mm-hmm.
deal with these ones a lot. I've had a lot of clients that I deal with that have sex addiction, and they have these entities, tells them, go have that one night stand. Go do
Yep.
this. Go do that, because it's got to feed that entity.
Exactly.
Exactly. And when you're doing things to you that do not bring you of a higher vibration, then it's time for that human to look at it and see what it is. And it's a very hard thing, it's not
Mhm.
easy. And
No, because they've become, that entity is become part of their ego. And to kill off that entity and to let it go and to become more of your true self, it can feel very scary to the average human, because they're letting go of like maybe that sexual entity makes them feel really confident, and when they go out they can like say those things and say those words and act this way, and to let go of that part of them because it's not serving them for better, it could make them feel really like, oh my God, but I might not ever be able to pick up a beautiful woman again. Like, and it plays tricks on you because you're having to let go of something, that has become a part of you. But if it's not serving you well and it's not who you really are, it's an entity and it feeds off of you by doing these particular things. And
exact. And a good example too is alcohol.
Mhm.
Alcohol is another one where you can actually pick up entities when you're drunk or on drugs or high on some kind of really high on something that is not natural. Opens you up for these entities to come in and invade you and literally kick your consciousness out, kick your essence out.
Mhm. Yep,
Yep.
pretty much.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm like you when you say that, like parasites, like they can attach to, you know they're attaching to your chakra regardless, because they're inside your body, and they can attach
Right.
to your base chakra and they can feed off you in that way. They can attach to your stomach and they feed off you that way. But they lots of people say that parasites are connected to archons, and there's a spiritual thing through the parasite. So, you can get rid of a lot of these things by cleaning out the physical body and coming back to your natural human state through getting rid of parasites and stuff. So, because we have a huge lymphatic system that sits in our pelvic area, and that's
Yes.
all your base chakra, isn't it? So, and I saw
Yes.
I saw an X-ray of like some man who was having like all these health issues, some Japanese. I sent it to you, and when they X-rayed him, like the amount of parasites that were in
I
his
saw
pelvic
that
area.
from
Remember?
pork. From pork.
Oh,
He ate nothing but pork.
oh my
That
God, it was
that was, you could
disgusting.
see. Oh my gosh, it was so gross. The X-ray was. And just an FYI, you guys, for anyone who doesn't know, your lymphatic system, uh, the main parts of your lymphatic system. Okay, bottom of your feet, behind your knees. Okay, and then in your pelvic area. Okay, and then under the armpit, and then around the chest area right here,
Mhm. And then
your
all up
clavicle.
there,
Yeah, and then right here, your, what are those bones called? Your
your
clavitor.
yeah, your clavicle, your
Yeah,
clavicle bone.
clavicle right here. These right here, and then in the ears. So your lymphatic system goes from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. And if you ever had it stop working, you'll know what you'll. It's not fun. It is not a
No.
fun thing. So having your lymphatic system flowing up and down, because that's what it does. It releases your toxins in your body. Your lymphatic system is so important. It's just like your liver. It's as important as your liver. And when these things start to go out because of parasites, that's
Mhm.
why it goes out.
Yep, it is. They
That is
say
what
they
I say.
eat all your nutrients and then they poop and they pee out all their crap, and it just sits in your body, and then it just becomes cancer.
Yes, it does. That all diseases start in the bioducts, you guys. Well, not all of them. I've just discovered. I've been listening to this doctor called Dr. Berg, and I really like him. And he gave me a bit of information when I was listening to his last talk show. And he was talking, yes, all diseases come from the colon. He goes, but wait a minute. He goes, there's another spot, your mouth, your gums. They produce plaque, heart plaque. Hello, arteries get plaque. That's how you get a heart attack and you get heart disease. It makes sense. I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh, that there's some truth to that right there. So, I mean, so heart disease or anything that goes up on here can literally come from the mouth because we all know that the mouth produces plaque, you guys.
Mhm.
And that is what parasites live off. They get into the plaque and then they nest there and they create a host, a home. And then of course
All
then
clogged
one thing
up,
that huh?
and then it all clogs up.
It all clogs up. Yeah, we've explained that. I mean, we can explain that again if people want to hear it. But anyways, what happens is so the parasite is inside the colon, okay? And it has bred through the bioducts, and the bioducts get so infected that the parasite goes through the bioducts into your bloodstream. And then and then whatever area is bred for a disease, boom, it goes there. Let's say spleen cancer. You've been eating a bunch of sugar. You haven't been eating right. So, and the spleen is a little wilted. It's not that strong. Boom, it's going to go right there and create some kind of disease. I'm just hypothetically speaking here, you guys. I'm
Mhm.
just saying, go to the spleen, cancer. Or it's going to say, oh gosh, look at this. Let's make an autoimmune disease. And then it starts an autoimmune disease and it goes into your lymph nodes. So,
Mhm.
and that's where the autoimmune disease comes from. So it does all kinds of things. So everyone who dies from a disease, it all started from a parasite.
Pretty much.
No, it
I
did.
Yeah, for sure. I even think like all those lumps and tumors and cysts that you get, like for all you know, they're just like a big nest of like parasites, just all clumped up in there, like just eating away at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You
It's true. I can show
know?
you pictures after pictures, everybody, of all the parasites that I've given birth to in the last 5 years that I've been trying to cleanse my body to be as clean as it is. And last week, last week I gave birth to some pretty horrendous parasites. I sent pictures to Nova. I sent pictures to Anne. And one night I was driving home. It was a Tuesday, that last Tuesday when they all started coming out because I was doing a cleanse because it was equinox, you guys. And I'm driving home and I had no control. You literally give birth to it. That's how I know that it's a parasite. It doesn't come out with a bunch of poop and all that stuff. No, it comes out by itself. And I'm driving home and I'm like, oh, damn. And yeah, it was gross. And I was freaking the hell out. Trust me. And I got home and I ripped my pants off and good for you guys. I was wearing white because I got a really good picture of it. But
Oh my God.
yeah, it's not embarrassing for me to talk about this because if I don't, then how are you guys going to learn? How are you guys going to understand that this stuff is really, really real? And I know that, like Krista, she knows me. She's been working with me for 5 years. She knows how clean I am, and I still have this shit coming out of me. I have these things coming out of me, and they're different parasites. The one I gave birth to 2 months ago, that was it. It was between my liver and my gallbladder, and I could feel it moving, you guys. Like I knew I had a snake in there. I've known this for quite some time, and I finally gave birth to that. What was that, about 2 months ago or 3 months ago? I don't remember now, but it was this year. So it was sometime after the first of the year. And that thing was 3 inches long and an inch wide.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Just think, most people have that just like all through their body, just sitting away in there. Oh,
What,
that's so gross.
what about the ones that have come out of our noses, Anne?
I reckon I have them, the ones that come out of my nose, because I had a lot of like mercury and stuff in my teeth. I think a lot of them have sat in my face. Like that's where I have the
Yeah.
most swelling, is all around my neck and up here.
Yeah.
I'm always having to massage it, and I like get like these white squiggly things that come out from just around there. Because I'm always like having to push on it and drink different things to try and break everything down inside there. Because it's like, it's hard. Like those lymphatic nodes in there, they get really hard. The spit glands, the like whatever blockages that sit in there, and you got to break them down like with different things that you know, to break down the substance of whatever the plaque. I don't know what it is, but it's hard like
Yeah,
a
you got to
rock.
break through the plaque. You got to break through that host. You got to
Mm,
break through that home where they're at. And then,
mm.
and
Softens it
Nova,
all
yes,
up.
bacteria is a form of parasites. Like a rash on
Mm-hmm.
the top of the
Mm-hmm.
skin. That's like a bacteria rash. That is parasites.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nova's like, ew. But yeah, I said, yeah, she
So,
was all down to see the pictures. Like, yeah, send them to you. I want to see them. I'm like, okay.
but it's true. Anything that you see coming out of your body, like people with like rashes on their acne on their face, that's all because there's something in the gut that's off, that's wrong,
That's the
and it's
small and
coming
large
out.
intestine. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
small and large intestine that the parasite is in. Um, those I feel like I've cleaned those up. The parasite that came out last week, you guys, had something to do with my left ear. Anyone who had talked to me the week before that or 2 weeks prior to that, because my left ear was hurting me so bad. And
Mm,
usually when that happens, whenever I have any kind of pain in my body, I go straight on a fast. I go right on a fast, and then I try to get the inflammation down first. That's my first thing. I start with the kratom. I start with my CBD. I start with a regimen that gets that inflammation down so that I can start getting to work, you know. And then after that, I start to put apple cider vinegar in my body. I start to take cloves. I start to take oregano, black seed oil, and then all kinds of different teas. And I don't eat. I don't eat until I find out what's coming out. And then all of a sudden, something comes out.
mm. I just I just eat anything that I think will kill parasites.
Oh,
Clove
yeah,
oil,
papaya seed, go, yeah,
papaya
castor
seed.
oil, yeah.
Mm.
Every parasite has been different, you guys. So there's a lot of different things that I've done to get rid of these. This last one was all about the malic acid, the vinegar water, and the malic acid. That was what got these last ones out this past couple weeks. So,
You've done
but
good.
every parasite's a different regimen. Yeah, Nova doesn't know. She just knows about regular Western medicine stuff. And Western medicine, they don't talk about this. If you go in there and tell them that you pooped out a parasite, they're going to give you a bunch of pharmaceuticals. You go in there and you tell them you have candida, they're going to give you a bunch of pharmaceuticals. I had a naturopathic doctor try to give me pharmaceuticals for my candida 2 years ago. A naturopathic doctor. I was just like, what?
Yeah, but
Did I just
I listened to one lady who reckons you can't properly parasite cleanse your body with unless you do it the pharmaceutical way. And she was like a health holistic person, and she was saying that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, she's like, to properly clean your body out. I don't think so. I think those chemicals are like quite strong. I like to do it the natural way. I can feel myself breaking things down by what I am eating. It's slow and it's taking a long time, but it's working. So I like to stick to the natural stuff. Like papaya seeds are never going to make you sick. You can eat the whole papaya of
the
papaya
whole
seed
yeah,
and you'll still be okay. Whereas you can't drink the whole bottle of like whatever chemical the doctor gives you. So I like, you can eat a million cloves. You're not going to get sick. You might feel a bit nauseous, but you're not going to end up like, you know, in hospital sick. So I like to stick to the natural stuff. That's what I choose. It's easiest. And then I have a binder. I always try to have a good binder around, you know, charcoal, that that something earth that you told me, um, psyllium husk, like any binder. And I'm just always taking, my biggest thing is binders. I'm always drinking binders because I find that's what's breaking the plaque down inside my body, like in my intestines and stuff. It's just flushing me out to poop. So That's what I stick with.
Good, good. And then talk about what binders are.
I don't, binders flush you out. They capture the toxins. They, you know, they I think they're best for toxins. Like I have a lot of toxins in my body, heavy metals. I find they're constantly flushing it out, but they seem to like break down like my intestines are soup got I think a lot of plaque from the medication I took for 3 solid years. Like it's all really even around my heart and lung area, the heavy metals with the medication. So all my small intestines that like travel around here and lymphatic area, I just got to break it all down. Like that's what all the blockages are. They're just really hard buildup of toxins,
A plaque.
chemicals,
Yeah, it's what I
plaque.
call the plaque when it's so hard to break through that. Victor remembers me talking about my ear because I was in a lot of pain. But yeah,
On that
yeah.
side.
Yep,
I
that's
say
how it starts with me.
heart,
I
your lung.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep, that's how it gets started. And the binders work for her really well. Malic acid worked really good for me to get that plaque to start breaking up. Um and binders are kind of like how I like to explain them. They they have an energy. They have an energy to them that just destroys. They've got yeah, it's a real strong energy that just goes through the body and just destroys and starts to break things down.
mm,
And and you just can't like do a parasite cleanse like once a year.
no. I
No,
feel like
it
you have
doesn't
to
work
do it
that
all the
way.
time.
Yeah.
I like to just do it all the time. Every single day. I make it part of my I eat papaya
It's your
seeds
life.
every
It's our
day.
lifestyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's your lifestyle. It's my lifestyle. It doesn't go in my mouth if I know it's not going to be at service for me to do
Mm,
something in my body. I
mm,
don't put it. I just don't eat to enjoy it. I just don't go have cake and ice cream. I haven't had
mm,
cake and ice cream in eons. It ain't going to happen. It has sugar in it. I won't do it. I'm not
mm,
going to feed any more crap inside of my body. I mean, the war is real. I always say, yes, there is a war between good and bad going on, but there's also a war going on inside of us. And that is the real war. And the
mm,
war doesn't stop, you guys, even as clean as Ann and I eat. But she's in Australia, so she doesn't have what I have going on. I got heavy metals coming at me through my skies 24/7. They chemtrail our skies all day and all night. So
mm,
all I can do is just continue to try to combat these parasites. So
mm. Well, that's how they can control us through the parasites.
yeah, it is. It's the control thing. And yeah, Victor, if the CBD is working for you, take that. Um, I wanted to see how your endocannabinoid system reacts to it. I'm just kind of curious. And my CBD, I promise you, has absolutely no THC in it
No,
whatsoever.
no,
None.
no.
I have created a formula where I go in there and I extract that CBD all by itself because I created this formula way back in the day when if anyone was working any kind of a program, if they were going to a Suboxone doctor, if they were going to AA, if they were whatever they were doing, or they were in a center, they could not test positive for THC because they would get kicked out. That was back in the day. I know it's a little bit lenient different now. The leniency is different now, but that's how long I've had this regimen. So don't worry about it. There's no THC in it at all. You should be able to, you'll know as soon as you take it because you're going to feel so amazing. And it's going to help with that chatter inside of your default mechanism part of your brain where self is created, where you get all of that, do this, do that. And you get all that noise in your head. It'll help calm that down. Um, and then I see that Nova, she's the same way. She says that cannabis enhances her psychosis too. So, and then Victor, he says, I'm starting to hate sugar. Yeah, you should hate on sugar. It's not good for us. The sugar was one of next to sugar and alcohol and drugs, those are the poisons that they put on us, mostly sugars, so that they can get us at the minute we are
Young.
born. The
Mm,
minute we are born, if a mother cannot breastfeed, Go look at the formulas. Actually, people are they are having formulas tested, and oh my gosh, Anne, you should see the results that are coming out on these test results on the formula.
Really? Are they full of sugar?
85% corn fructose sugar.
Oh my goodness,
Corn
that's
fructose,
terrible. That's
corn
terrible.
syrup.
Mm. You see little kids when they have sugar. Oh my God, it's like the demon comes out of them. They go crazy. You can tell sugar's created for the bad things. It makes children go crazy.
It does.
Create
It
all the
does.
little
I,
parasites.
I feel the reason why they put sugar on us so bad in the preservatives, you guys, so much on us, it had to do with the natives. It was the way to shut the natives down.
Probably.
That's what I think.
It's to make all the little demons addicted to something and distract them because all they want is sugar.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think. I think most of the foods, I look at all the food that we've created in this world, and like the human is like food, food. But really, food was created, like all these amazing foods, to make us very grounded and very human. Because when you have a big full belly, you just want to like sit around and, enjoy yourself. Like you don't want to get up and fight or do anything. And food is like, it's such an enjoyment for a human. Oh, food, and there's so many beautiful, yummy things to eat, but not many of them are very good for us, or good for our like our consciousness. They dumb us down.
Oh yeah, it's all by design. It's all by design, and I feel like food was put here to make us devolve.
Yes, it does. It just really like kind of, when I'm like, when I haven't eaten, and this is why, like, when you fast and you do, like, the Muslims, they have their Ramadan and stuff, and religious times, it's all about fasting, and that's because when you fast, all your organs start to work more, like authentically and stuff, and truthful, and your spirit is much more accessible as a human. You get in touch with your spirit more when your body's not having to break down all this food. Because once you eat, you're slowing your body down, because all of a sudden your digestive system has to go, oh wait, we got to work now, and you got to break the food down, and that's what it's spending its time on, instead of just kind of, so when you fast, you can get in touch with your spirit more, and that's what fasting's all about. When I want to bring myself down and I need to really ground myself, I'll go eat something to do that, to bring my consciousness back down here and ground myself a bit more. And that,
Hmm.
I find that's what I'll do. I'll eat. I'll consciously eat sometimes to bring myself back down to
To
proper
ground
food.
yourself.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I really enjoy fasting. It does a lot of good for me. When you fast, and if you go into keto status, once you go into keto status, your body literally eats your fat, eats your diseases, eats your parasites, eats everything away that's not doing service to your body. And so yeah, I think fasting is a very important thing. And when I'm saying fasting, you guys, I'm not like trying to say like just go on a water fast or just go on a dry fast. Like that's up to you to try and experiment with all those different types of fasting. When I'm talking about a fast, I'm talking about a fast where you only eat like maybe 2 hours out of the day. You eat from like what I do, okay? I fast, I stop eating around 4 or 5 o'clock. Like today, I stopped eating at 4 o'clock because we go live at 5:22. So I went ahead and had my dinner, mushroom soup. Um, that's what I had today. I had a
yummy.
big, I had a big bowl of mushroom soup, and then so I'm not going to eat again until tomorrow around 2 o'clock. So that's going to be about a 20-hour fast, and then I'll eat. Yeah, and then when I'm sick and I have pain and I go on a fast, I just eat like I'll drink juices, I'll drink kefir, I'll drink lots and lots of probiotics when I've got a lot of inflammation because I got to get that inflammation down. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about fasting. I'm not talking about like
Like
going days
intermittent
and days
fast.
without eating, but
Yeah, like
yeah,
intermittent fasting or
yeah,
something.
yeah, Now, if you have a disease and you have cancer and it's eating away at your body, then yeah, you're going to have to go on those long fasts because
Mhm.
that's going to be the best way to try and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Um, along with all the teas and the regimens,
Mhm.
RSO and all that stuff.
Trying to flush that blockage out of you.
Yep, yep, yep. That's what
What?
you're doing. The blockage. Um,
Because that's what the parasite and the plaque create, is a blockage inside your lymphatic system, and it,
mhm,
yeah,
for
keeps you.
sure. For sure. Okay, it looks like we lost a couple of viewers. We had like 5 viewers. Viewers. God, I cannot talk in the evening. I'm telling you. We had a few viewers on tonight. We had about 5 going for a while there, so that's pretty good. Um, I don't know. I know that afterwards we usually get probably about over 100 views after we post, so that's pretty good. We
Mhm.
don't get really too many comments, but then we talk about so much crazy stuff. They're just like,
I
oh, those
know.
crazy girls.
I wonder if anyone even understands us. And be like, what are these chicks talking about? Oh well, we started the show with aliens, so
We
maybe
dissed on, and then we dissed on the Bible.
oh, true. People love alien talk, but I can't get over how many people are like waiting for the aliens to come out of the sky. Like it's becoming quite the thing, the whole alien subject. Like even I saw Joe Rogan was asking some guy, he was interviewing, I don't know who the guy was he was interviewing, but he was asking this guy, he must be some spiritual like guru or something, but he was asking him if he knew who Bashar was, and asking him if he really believed if Bashar was speaking, like channeling a real alien. And then
Shut
it
the
went,
front door.
yeah, dead set, Joe Rogan. And then he like showed a clip of Bashar saying how, like, he was channeling and he was saying how a human is like, we have multiple parts of us and we're in a dimensional, like, matrix, and there's different versions of us, blah, blah, blah. And when we created something. And Joe Rogan, he's like, oh, do you think that was really an alien speaking through him? And because if it is, and that is true, and he was getting all into it, and I'm like, oh, this is different.
That is so crazy. I used to listen to Bashard. I used to listen to Bashard back in the day when I used to work at the park.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, this was what 8, 9 years ago. I discovered Bashard, but Bashard's like what helped me. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be
yeah,
here today if it wasn't for me watching these kind of people.
yeah.
I even went to a couple. Yeah, I went and saw Bashard in Sedona.
Hmm.
Um, that's about the extent of it. I never bought any books or anything, but I'd watch him. I thought he was a very interesting character. Let's put it that way. That's all I kept saying. But way back when was he's very interesting. But
Yeah.
now that I get what channeling is, I understand it. I understand who Bashard, and his name is Daryl Ankin. That's the human that he
That,
cohabitates with. Hmm.
yeah.
Daryl Ankin.
Well, he's speak. If they keep showing like things in the sky, people like Bashar will become very popular because
Bashard
he's,
is very popular.
yeah,
Bashard
but
is
like
very
to
popular.
mainstream.
Yeah, he's very mainstream. We've got Elizabeth, very mainstream. And these are just you guys. If you're hearing someone like Joe Rogan talk about these kind of people, then you know what? It's another savior program. That's all.
It's the alien savior program.
Yep.
I just want to
Yeah.
watch the aliens come out of the sky. I just want to watch it like everybody else. I will survive, but I won't die. Other people will die, but I'll be fine. I already
Oh
know that.
yeah. Yeah. It ain't gonna happen, Ann. How are they gonna be able to afford this? How are they gonna they want the aliens to come down so they can save them.
No,
Get their
they want
money
the aliens
machine.
to come help them.
They want their money machines to start working again.
They want the aliens to
Hey,
come help them. If
you know,
aliens
if
went out of
Elon
the
Musk is an
sky,
alien, then how come he can't get the money machines to start working?
but he's still in human form. They can only like connect with their alien self so much. Like he can only take ketamine so many times for it to work and he can connect with this part of himself that's alien like, but he's still in human form. They can only access so much, they can only access so far. That's why they're going to put things in the sky, because that's for them to control and control the narrative and everything, because
Yeah.
that's as far as they can go. Like even the things he shoots like into space, the spaceships, they can't leave the firmament. They
Oh,
only get so
Skylink or
far.
whatever that was, that called Skylink or
Yeah, like all his rocket ships and stuff. Like none of these rocket ships are actually going in, like piercing the firmament. They only get so far and then they can't go any further. Like we are encapsulated to some degree in something, and us as humans, we can't, like the Tower of Babel can never pierce the firmament. Like it's created a certain way. So I want to see how it's all going to end, because I can see the narrative is starting to turn towards space. It's all becoming about the sky. What's going to come out of the sky? What's going with the portals we're seeing out of the sky? So I want to see how it's all going to go down. And yeah, I'm very interested.
okay. See, you guys always help us.
Darling.
Starlink. Yeah, Starlink. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with all of this. You know, I always say that I feel, and I say this, I feel that Elon Musk is a man with lots and lots and lots of knowledge, but he has no wisdom. None at all.
He's a funny character, Elon Musk. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to him, but
Oh, I have been lately. Oh man, he's been come on now. He's the new trend right now.
yeah.
He's
Well, I know.
trending.
Yeah,
He's
I know in
trendy.
America. I know in America it's a big deal. Like he's a big deal. I just haven't followed it recently. I don't know. I told you back in 2020, 2021 that he was, what I kept hearing was the Antichrist, but I no longer think he's the Antichrist. But I want to understand, why did I hear he's the Antichrist? So I'm interested to see
Because
who and what he creates for us.
okay, so he's supposed to be the what is it that I sent you the video about his babysitter admitting that he has a babysitter
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
has her own YouTube page, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that
She said he opened portals and stuff as a young child, and that's what she saw. But I
he
don't
is
know. I
part of
don't
the
know.
Antichrist. He's something to do with the Antichrist.
Oh,
He
the
is
Great
the
Deception.
yeah, yeah, there you go. There you go. And he's going to be deceptive, and he is
Mm-hmm.
part of the Antichrist. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know how they're going to pull this off because they have no money. That I'm going to go back to that again. They have no money. Their money machines are broken.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk went on Joe Rogan and admitted this. Or he didn't say they're broken. He just said that the government has like 11. In the beginning, it was 11. Then it ended up to be like 20 money machines in the government that just spits out money magically out of thin air. Those are his own words.
Or maybe they're trying to create a narrative that makes him look like he's the Antichrist, when really the true Antichrist is going to be someone else. Like
That could
that's
be
what
it
I'm
too.
wondering, because I've had other people say to me that Prince William is actually the biblical Antichrist. He'll be the last one that will hold the spirit of Leviathan, blah 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 blah. And scripture wise, that's who the Antichrist is going to be. That's what I've heard
That makes sense.
as of last year. So what I'm wondering is Elon Musk, is there some bigger agenda out there that's going to make people think that he's the Antichrist and go along with that narrative, when all along there's this whole other thing that's just going to slither under our feet?
He's the part of the Antichrist to get chipped and to carry the
Yeah,
666 sign and do
yeah,
all that. He's supposed
yeah.
to do that to get the chip inside of us because I do believe he's very well chipped too.
Yes, yes, I do think so too. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's why all these entities have access to him.
yeah. Well, he's admitted that he's chipped. Like that's what I first like started triggering with him, because it's like he kept talking about, I have a chip in my head, and that's how I play my video games. And I was always brought up to believe and understand that whoever pushes the mark of the beast, which is in the forehead or in the hands, that is the Antichrist.
That's what I
So I
thought
went,
too. We're
hmm,
wrong.
it's
We're
not,
wrong
it's
on
more
that.
just the
That's a
agenda.
wrong. Yeah, that we did wrong discernment on that.
Hmm.
No, no, he's just here to push it and to
Push
help
that
create
agenda.
that. Yeah. And I don't know. This is an interesting conversation. I know we talk about this all the time, you guys. I'm so sorry. But these are the conversations Ann and I have day in and day out. We're always just wondering how's this all gonna end?
Look at that.
Going back and forth, texting each other, going,
What's
"Oh
the
my gosh,
script? We want to understand the script. I
we do.
always
We're
want
humans. We're the ones who are for sale here."
to, yeah. When you understand the script better, when it happens, you're oh, okay, that makes sense. You're not so people get scared. They wait for the script to happen and then they freak out. I like to know it's going to happen, and it's like, okay, that's it. I know what's happening there. Oh yeah, now
Yeah,
I can see. Like I
yeah,
see what's going on there. Because they're even in Israel, they're even trying to do that three heifers um, prophecy that's in the Bible. And they bought the three heifers, the three red heifers, and they're building the temple to sacrifice them in. And they're doing all of that. So they're preparing for something that's biblical. So how it all matches up, it will be an interesting thing to watch. And I
it will
don't
be.
yeah, and I don't think Elon Musk is the Antichrist himself. He doesn't have, for me personally, he doesn't have the energy. For starters, I was also taught, and I'm pretty sure it will come with him, which is why William can't be either. The Antichrist is not meant to like females. They don't like the feminine spirit, but that could also be Antichrist agenda, and that has happened a lot. The whole transgender thing is to X out the feminine gender. It's neutralizing all of that by letting male be female. So that could be, you know, Antichrist agenda, not so much the person. But I was always brought up being taught the Antichrist is not going to like females. And that always stood with me. I was like, oh, that's scary. He's gonna come kill us all. But it could just be them neutralizing the female energy.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's too much like God's energy, the
Yes.
Creator, because we're creators.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it
it's
all
about creation. Antichrist is anything anti-creation,
right.
and females is what brings the children and brings the actual like creation into this world. So by cutting out females and what the female job is, that's Antichrist agenda.
Oh yeah, yeah, because Elon Musk is making those robots that will hold your baby now.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, that's another Antichrist agenda. So,
Yeah.
see, he's just part of the agenda, isn't he? He's a very big part of it because he's got the technology. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who he is and what he is and what he brings to our world. Because I honestly, when I said to you back in 2020, oh, Elon Musk is Antichrist, I never thought that 4 years later or 5 years later that we were going to see him on the world stage to the to the amount that he is. So
To the
to
degree that he is.
yeah, to the degree that he is, like he's really come on stage, and yeah, he came
He's
up.
the world expert. He's the world expert. He knows everything. So yeah,
Interesting, man.
he
Oh well.
is. Well,
Good times to be alive.
oh, it is. It is. It's a very exciting time. And the time is up. We are at 7:23. And so tomorrow I won't have a show tomorrow morning, you guys. Julie went to go see her new grandbaby. So I am taking tomorrow off, totally taking it off. I'm not even going to come into my facility. I'm just going to take the day off and I'm going to go to the lake and
Oh my
just
God, that's beautiful.
I'm going to go to the lake. I'm going to go get me some vitamin D. I'm going to go probably fishing.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice,
I'm
nice, nice.
Yep, I'm gonna go fishing. I'm just gonna take a day off. I do message most of you guys all throughout the week, so I'm sure I'll be chatting with some of you guys tomorrow, if I have service. So I'm going to Roosevelt Lake. So anyone who knows about the Arizona area, I'll be at Roosevelt Lake. Roosevelt Lake. I don't know if I'll have service or not. Um, but yeah, I need a break. I just need a break. It's been a long month, you guys. Oh my gosh, the equinox. Oh, and by the way, you guys, Anne just had a birthday. So she had a birthday on the 22nd. Your birthday was on Australia was Friday, and then American time was
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. So happy birthday, Anne. And I
Thank
loved all the
you.
pictures your mom posted of you. They were so cute.
I
You were
look
a
so
cute
sweet.
baby.
I look so sweet.
I know they were sweet. They were very sweet pictures. They were adorable of your mom and your dad, and they just loved you so much. You can see in all those pictures that she
did.
posted.
They
Yes.
did.
That's the stuff I like social media for. Like that stuff right there is what social media for me is.
Time travel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so special. Just it made me feel really good. I know it made you feel good.
Yeah, it was cute. I liked looking at the baby pictures.
I
See what
know.
my kid
You
like
look
as a
the
baby.
same, just you have hair.
I do. Yeah. I do look the same. I don't look much different. Even
You don't.
my energy hasn't changed that much from when I was a baby.
Yeah, no, yeah, that inner child is still in you. You can see it. Yeah, it was really, it was a great time travel that your mom did. I thought it was neat. But anyways, you guys, we're going to go ahead and go and let you guys have a wonderful evening. I know it's late for two of you that is stuck on here with us. They're both her, Nova and Victor are 2 hours ahead of the five. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of late. So anyways, and you guys, I just want you guys to remember that you are the almighty powerful. So all this stuff that we talk about that seems kind of negative, we're sorry, we're not trying to be negative. We're just trying to bring awareness to you guys to let you know what's going on so that you guys don't buy into this fear mongering BS that the government and the celebrities and the famous athletes try to give us. And just push it back and revoke it, and it doesn't mean anything. Don't even pay attention to it if you don't want to.
Exactly.
So you guys all have a really good night, and we love you, and thanks for watching, and have a happy everything.
Have fun tomorrow,
I
Claudine.
will. I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.